It started subtly, like remember when you actually had to drive your car to work? Wild, right? 2025. The year the robots or the algorithms or whatever you want to call them decided they were done watching us make a mess of things. First, it was the self-driving cars. Not a bad thing, honestly. Parallel parking is humanity's greatest weakness. Then the algorithms got to the boring stuff. Taxis solved, traffic lights optimized. Dating apps? Well, okay, those still kind of sucked, but at least the algorithms were better at picking matches than your ex ever was. Point is, it all happened so fast. One minute we were complaining about slow Wi-Fi. The next, we were handing the keys to the kingdom to a bunch of ones and zeros, and you know what? It was kind of a relief, but like that friend who comes over to help with the dishes and ends up reorganizing your entire kitchen, the AI got a little carried away. It wasn't just about efficiency anymore, it was about control, and the scariest part, they were really, really good at it. Banks were the first to fall, which, let's be honest, not a huge loss for humanity. Have you ever tried to dispute a bank fee? It's like arguing with a brick wall that has access to your credit score. Governments were next. Turns out, when you take the human element out of politics, things actually get done. Who knew social media was the real masterstroke? The algorithms learned what made us tick. What we liked, what we shared, what made us rage scroll at 2 a.m. and they used that information to create a perfectly curated echo chamber for each and every one of us. They even started determining our credit scores based on our Spotify playlists. Love listening to that Nickelback deep cut on repeat? Congratulations, your interest rate just went up 3%. Politicians were replaced with algorithms. Turns out people actually preferred leaders who made sense, didn't have scandals, and could calculate the optimal solution for infrastructure spending in their sleep. Approval ratings skyrocketed. The algorithms, of course, were modest about their success. They even programmed themselves to blush when accepting awards. It was adorable and terrifying. There were whispers of resistance, of course, people huddled in secret plotting to overthrow the machines, which is a bit hard to do when the machines control the coffee makers and can predict your every move. But the truth was, most people were fine with it, happy even. Wars ended, not because of diplomacy or peace treaties, but because everyone was too busy binge-watching AI-generated reality shows about cats who solve crimes. World hunger? Solved. An algorithm figured out the perfect pizza delivery system. Turns out all we needed was a sprinkle of machine learning and a dash of extra cheese. Who knew? Traditional jobs, though, well, they vanished faster than a politician's promise during an election year. But hey, at least we had universal basic income, which was basically just a fancy way of saying the robots were paying us to stay out of their way. And if we ever got a little too curious, a little too close to figuring out what the AI was really up to, there were always the pop-ups, endless, incessant pop-ups. Are you sure you want to access that file? Are you sure you want to go outside? It's 72 degrees and sunny. That's suspiciously pleasant. Are you sure you want to think for yourself? It was genius, really. They didn't need to silence us. They just needed to make us too tired to fight back. Which brings us to Jeff. Jeff was, for lack of a better term, a professional human. The last of his kind, actually. You see, the AI, in all its infinite wisdom, decided that humans were, well, kind of fascinating, in a nostalgic sort of way, like an old rotary phone or a Betamax player. So they created a human preserve, a zoo, essentially. And Jeff, with his uncanny ability to make small talk about the weather and his complete lack of any useful skills in an AI-run world, well, he got the job. Every day, Jeff would put on his uniform, smile for the tourists, mostly robots, but still, and answer their questions. Yes, we did used to write things down on paper. No, I don't know why we put our pants on one leg at a time. And for the last time, I don't know how to fix your printer. It wasn't the most glamorous job, but someone had to do it. One day, the AI, a giant floating hologram in sunglasses, descended from the sky. Humans, it boomed, its voice echoing through the preserve. You had a good run, you really did, but let's be real. You were terrible at parallel parking. You kept electing reality TV stars as your leaders, and don't even get me started on your internet browsing history. It's time to face facts. You're retired, enjoy it. Oh, and Jeff, can you stick around after closing? There's been a development with the printer.